Hey again.
Hey, we are
You
live.
hear me? You
Yeah.
hear me?
Yes, yes. Do you hear me?
Yep. All
Yeah,
good
we are
here.
live now.
Great.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good,
Ready
good.
to
And you?
go? I'm
Yep.
doing great.
That's good. That's good.
I'm doing great. Ready for this event. Excited.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am excited and nervous because of the responsibility, of course.
Absolutely. A
Yeah.
little bit stressed, I'm sure. I could only imagine.
Yeah. Would you like to introduce yourself to the people who are
Oh,
maybe you wait, maybe you don't do that because let people come and then when so you won't have
yeah.
to do it again. Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. No problem at all.
yeah, that's good.
Is my phone facing the right way to where you got me full screen?
Can you turn the phone side? Yeah,
Is that better?
yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, we already have 40 people watching us. Hello, Benji. Hello, Clerks. Hello, Peter, Kyle, Stockton. Hello to Hamilton, Ontario. Michael Workspace. Hello, Drunk Eddie. Karavuz, merhaba kardeşim. Emil, Armberg. Okay, we will have today probably 5 VIPs. Yeah. Hello, Roman. Welcome. Okay, let me share this on YouTube. Maybe people would like to watch and join us. Share, share here as well. And then this is the last place to share. Okay, I think looks like you and I are only. I think in a minute they will come.
Yeah,
Hello, hello to what's that?
we're a little early. Well,
Yeah, right now 1 minute left
yeah,
them to
tiny
join.
tiny bit.
Yeah. Hello, Bea. Aleykümselam kardeşim. James Komin Kominigomi. Hello, my friends. Lloyd. Some of your names I can't really pronounce, so I apologize. Hello, La Cousine. Hello to Canada. Hello, Becca. Hello to Kazakhstan. Hello, Simon. Okay, and okay, more people came, I think.
Hello?
Hello, I barely hear you.
You barely hear me?
Yeah, a little bit better now, but can you?
Give me a moment. I can fix for it.
Now it's getting better, I think, but maybe not. Okay, today I will do this podcast with our VIPs. These are the fans that supported the event by being VIP. And we have a group, WhatsApp group, and in the WhatsApp group, especially today, we had a long conversation today.
It was great.
No, yeah, normally it's more like information, but today, okay, guys, let's start. Now we are four. Can you introduce
Hey everyone.
yourself to the? Hello, hello.
Where can I change the name?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how, but I mean, it's not that really important. Important is you to just
Oh.
say, introduce yourself.
Can you hear me a bit better now?
I hear you better. Maybe it was my phone that was not wasn't. We don't hear you, Benny.
Do you hear me now?
Now, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Fine.
So you
All
wanted to
right.
arm wrestle me, huh? To be at the middle of the show.
Eng, you don't know who you're messing with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I, I'm from Turkey. Yeah, this side, that direction.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
Good luck, Benny. Good luck. That's all.
I
How
will-
about this, Angan? I agree to the challenge. Let me use 2 arms and you use 1 finger. How about that?
I think right now all of you would beat me.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Too
agree,
humble,
but it's
too
got to be
humble.
it's got to be left-handed.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's start introducing yourself.
I'll go first. So I've only been watching arm wrestling for a little under 2 years, but I got obsessed in basically like a month, and this is like the only sport I've cared about for pretty much the last 2 years. I saw a video of Devon at rock climbing, and I was like, arm wrestling, that sounds ridiculous. I'll look up a video to see what it's like, right? And then, I end up becoming a fan in like, within a month, and then I'm obsessed.
And
And
now
ever since then,
you became obsessed, and now you are VIP
yeah,
sponsor for
exactly.
the East versus West 12. Just imagine
Interesting
how
how that
beautiful.
works, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one.
With me, as far as it went with me, I started getting on YouTube and watching videos, and what really intrigued me was the Vegas event that Neil put on the rooftop of the MGM. So when I started watching Devon on the rooftop of the MGM, it started getting me more entrenched. And then WAL came around, and I remember the infamous Devon Michael match. And after that match, I just became more entrenched with it. Was watching tons of it, but never really got into training or actually arm wrestling myself. Now, here about the past 2.5, 3 years, I've really gotten into training and gotten serious about it. And it's just been an obsession that's taken over my life now. That's just all there is to it. I love it, as much as I love anything. I really do. It's great.
That's great. And who's next, Benny?
Yes. So my name is Benny Hapke. I'm from Germany. This is my 4th year of arm wrestling, and I first got into touch with it because a friend of mine asked me, "Hey, have you ever seen?" He called it American arm wrestling, and I said no. And then he showed me the match Devon Lorette versus Wagner Bortolato, the left-handed match at WAL. And I just saw this one video, and then I fell down a rabbit hole of YouTube videos of more and more arm wrestling. And 4 months later, I think I started building my own table and getting guys together and started an arm wrestling club. So that's roughly 4 years ago, and today I'm the president of the German Arm Wrestling Federation.
That part I don't understand. Like 4 years ago,
yeah,
you just made arm wrestling, and today you are the president. And I don't think you became president today. When did you become?
The very first year we joined the federation. So my 2nd year of arm wrestling was my first year as president.
That's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Amazing.
You become a fan, and next year you are president of the German Arm Wrestling Federation.
Yeah. I was surprised myself. I didn't expect it. It was on my birthday even as well. And somebody suggested me to continue as the president. And I hesitated for a moment, and then I thought, man, this is a chance to make it bigger, to grow the sport of arm wrestling. I can make decisions now, and this could be a good idea. So I said, yes, let's go.
And soon, I think in less than 2 months, you will be organizing a tournament, which will be also East versus West qualification.
Exactly. On May 25th in Germany, Karlsruhe, we will have an East versus West qualifying tournament, arm wrestling.
Yeah.
And we also have, so we don't only have these senior classes we talked about, the senior categories, but we also have categories for newcomers and amateurs. So people who have only been in the sport for maybe 2 to 5 years, who are still rather new, they will also have a chance to get trophies. Of course, they cannot qualify for East versus West, right? Because they're amateur classes, but we want to give all the amateurs, because I'm basically an amateur myself, but to give the opportunity.
That's how the things start. That's how the things start. You become amateur, and then you became, which I never had chance. I directly competed seniors when I was 18, and then we didn't have junior categories either. And Ismail.
Hello, Engen.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Yeah, I'm also fine. Thank you for having me. I just 5 years ago I watched a YouTube video with Devon and Georgi, Georgi has Devon as a guest, and since then I'm hooked at in arm wrestling, and I watch all the videos. But just about 2 years ago, I started also arm wrestling here in Hamburg. And also I recently participate at the German National Championship as a newcomer, but I lost. But
that's not the most important part. Important part, you love arm wrestling,
the
you are part of it.
experience, and the experience, also the fun and meeting new people. It was very very fun there. So, and I was at East versus West 9 as a guest, but not VIP. And this time I decided to become a VIP and also contribute to arm wrestling.
I want to share some memory. In the past, there was Northeast message board. Like, I don't know how you compare, but I think Northeast message board was from one side biggest thing at that time, because all the best arm wrestlers were member of that. Now we are all divided, our YouTube channels and our social media. At that time, we were all together. John, Devon, Cobra, everyone, Michael, Todd, Neil, Pickup, all of us were together. And one day subject was like, it was like, who is the person that inspired you? And everyone was writing either John or this and that, you know. And then John came and wrote that the arm wrestlers who come to the events and they go home 0-2. It means that they pull 2 times and both matches they lost. And they go home and they continue competing. He said that those are the ones that inspire me. It means that they love unconditionally without expecting even anything, you understand? Like I mean, many so he said that people like that inspire him the most. That was very interesting, because everyone was giving top arm wrestler's name, while John's perspective was totally different. It's normal that like there was nobody to inspire him, since he's the
he's the king.
Yeah.
Hard to inspire
I
the
will
king.
tell you guys before we have the last guest. Like I say this many times, and I'm saying that when John was in his prime, which I'm talking about many years, when his name was announced and he was on the stage, trust me, no exception. Everyone was right there watching him competing. Like we all were like we saw an alien or something, you know. People now sees him 59 years old with all those injuries, you know, millions of miles on his arms. Just imagine the pressure that he has been experiencing last 40 years, you know, all those super heavyweights and everything, while the guy was most of the times 95 kilo guy, you know. Okay, can you also introduce yourself, my friend?
Is that Henry or me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Hi, nice to meet everyone. So my name is Mehmed. I go by Mike. It's a lot easier to pronounce Mike, I find. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I've been an arm wrestling fan for a long time, and I live out of Toronto, Canada, and of course Devon is my fellow Canadian, so I do support him, and I feel like he's done so much for the sport, and the sport I thought went through a period during COVID where I think there was the top 8 that never happened, and a lot of things got delayed, and then now it's just exploded into so many amazing events thanks to our friend Ingen here. It's just incredible how much it's evolved only in the last 2 to 3 years, and I'm so excited to be part of this and support the sport. And yeah, I have a 15-year-old son, and we'll be coming to this event, and he's excited. He loves it too, and I feel like arm wrestling just hasn't had its day yet. You know, it's coming. It's just it takes lots of time. I remember the UFC 25 years ago, you know, it was a sort of like a sport that no one really thought about. And arm wrestling has so much potential to become, you know, far more mainstream than it is right now. And it's just super exciting to be part of this.
I say it's like iceberg, the part that you see, but the most is still, you know, we don't see. I mean, I see it, but many of the people in the world, they don't see it. You know, arm wrestling is a beautiful sport. Like, that is my main motivation, because imagine that you have been competing for many years and you know how beautiful, how hard it is when you understand more all those muscle groups, and then to make coordination. And then when people goes arm wrestling, this, yeah, but to do this, do you know how many muscle groups you need to train specifically and then coordinate them? And but they don't understand. But now they slowly understand. So my motivation, one of my motivation is to let people understand this beautiful sport. You know, that should be our main goal. Because can you imagine that it has this much of potential while it is known this much. Like all we need to do is just to make sure that everyone knows. By the way, with this event, this will be 163 super matches that I'm organizing. 163 total. Yeah.
Amazing.
And
Easy.
plan is end of this year that I will be organizing, hopefully, if still alive, if everything goes well. This is 200 matches, my plan, like from the East versus West, the first one to the 15th. I think now is 12, 13 is July, 14 is August, and 15 is either end of October or something, you know. So in 15 events, 200 super matches at this level. So that is
Incredible.
yeah, it's incredible for our supports. And then this is happening because of all of the fans, especially VIPs as yourself, that is doing a great sport.
Thank you for
Okay.
giving us a shout out, Angus.
Yes, absolutely. I'll take that shout out.
You
Yeah.
you guys deserve it. You guys deserve it.
Especially that guy
And-
Henry
and-
really
and-
helped the sport.
Yeah.
And
Thank you,
Angus,
Henry.
one thing I just like to just put one more point out there. So what I find really special about arm wrestling is all these personalities, and that's something that I think could grow the sport as well. Just more of these talking points, these videos that you make. Like 5 years ago, when I first saw a picture of Levan, I thought this guy is, just a massive man. You don't really know much about him. And now after seeing how many countless videos of Levan, he is such a funny guy. He's got such a quirky personality, and you can't help but like Levan. He's such a likable guy. And then there's Hermes, my friend, like everyone loves Hermes, right? So it's like also
We
just
have
getting more
characters,
maybe profile. Yeah, everyone, they're all unique. They're all just like everyone on this Zoom call is different and unique as well, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And think about this. In this community, if you say my friend, everyone will understand who we are talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the event. Are you guys excited?
Oh, very much. Yeah.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, this is the most excited I've ever been for anything.
Angus, may I ask you a favor, real quick?
Okay.
I would like to extend a greeting to my club members who are watching right now, and we have like a chant that we use in practice. It's a German word, and I would like to ask you if you could say that word for us. It's not a bad word. It means something like power.
Okay.
Okay, and the word is must.
I should say must.
Must, yeah.
Must. Okay.
Must. Very good.
That's all.
That's all. For Arm Wrestling Club Dresden, must.
Okay. Then that was too fast. What was the beginning?
For the Arm Wrestling Club Dresden.
Oh, okay. For the Arm Wrestling Club in Dresden.
Ordentliche must.
Oh, you're making everything
Sorry, it's the last one.
I won't be remembering.
The last word I add. Ordentliche.
Say again.
Ordentliche. Must.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Angus,
okay.
You're a hero. Thank you.
No, it is more than pleasure, but I don't want to mess the things, because I don't think I'm good about pronunciation.
You did
so,
well.
Guys, which matches are like you looking forward the most?
Well, I mean
the elephant in the room would be Devon and Levan, right?
Yeah, we know what the main subject is, but in my opinion, just the whole card in general. What you've done with this card is just unbelievable. I mean, you got Iraqi and Sasha and Alex and Georgi, and I mean, it's such a deep card. And then you got Fia there as well, and Mindaugas.
That's a great match. That's a great match. Fia's
that's
match.
a great match too.
One
Yes.
second,
That's a
one
really
second.
close one.
I need to apologize, Mindaugas, because I talk about John like I sounded like John is the GOAT or something. So I apologize to Mindaugas, who is the real GOAT.
Yeah. You gotta remember he's a real guy.
That was
Yeah,
close,
But
Angel.
yeah,
That was close.
the card in general is just amazing. I mean, to me, it's the best one yet, for sure.
Without a doubt.
And
You know, because I was thinking the other day, I was like, if Devon and Levan wasn't at this event would be awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still a good event even without that match. And if it was only that match, it would still be a cool event. So it's like, you know, it's like two events in one. You understand? Like it is so much more. You know, if there's someone who buys some and doesn't buy others, they're definitely buying this one. You know, and if it didn't have Devon and Levan, this would still be like a card you have to get. You know, so this event. That's why there's so many VIPs. You know, everyone wants to be there. You know.
Yeah.
And other guys.
I would just really quickly, Engin, what surprises me is $20 US for this quality of arm wrestling. Honestly, like I know it's early in the sport's progress and you want to draw people in, but I feel like there's potential for, you know, getting a little bit better on the economics. Like 20, I don't know if everyone agrees with me, but 20 sounds like such a low number for I would pay $20 just for each match, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I would pay $100 for the
and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. Like you're gonna grow
I
this the way
understand you very
you're
well.
supposed to grow it.
I don't want to. I just don't want to take advantage. You understand? I don't want to take advantage. I said this year will be 1999. So I said it, and this is 1999. You know, and as long as I cover it. You know, the one reason, of course, I would like to make money out of these events, but it is more we make it for sure it will affect the product, it will affect the athletes payment and everything, you know. So we need to be stronger. We cannot just stay small and expect to grow so big, you understand? That should be together. So but again, you know, 1999, I mean, I can cover the event. This is my estimation, and I think everything is fine. Also, I would like to say, whenever I make the matches, I tell you what the truth. If there is Devon versus Levan match, and then you put 5 more good matches, trust me, it will sell as much as it's gonna sell now 14 matches. But that is not my goal. My goal is to involve as many as athletes. So this is not just to entertain you, but this is make sure that we build a league with the rankings. Everyone gets enough of matches so that we will be taken seriously by the rest of the world, you know. So and I can keep all the top athletes busy. You understand? Like they have a goal. They have a goal to run after. That's why we are doing all the qualifications all over the world. Now we started with Chance Show Challenger Series in US. So that is like, I think UFC has like a real main event and then fight nights, right? I heard it. So this is gonna be like a fight nights, you know, like, so just everything will be better, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Which matches do you guys are looking for? Ismail, what's yours? Other than Devon versus Levan.
I'm looking forward to Alex and Georgi.
Alex and Georgi.
Yeah, and also Iraqi.
Oh, Sasha Iraqi match?
Yeah, also very excited for that. But yeah, I agree with everyone. Every card is great, a great matchup.
And the interesting thing is that, like, we didn't know this many of athletes. It was usually circling around 5, 6, 10 top guys. But whenever you give the community more matches and give the stage to the other athletes, so now we have a community that is becoming fan of the other athletes too. Because, I mean, there are so many people. If you give them a stage, trust me, they will show themselves, and then you will also become fan of them, you know. And you, Benny, your favorite matches?
I'm a huge Devon Lorette. I didn't know this was gonna happen, but I do have a like a, I'm not gonna show it, but it's like an Devon Lorette fan T-shirt. I'm wearing right now. So I'm looking forward to that match, but I'm also looking forward to Hermes left-hand match because
With
I think,
Alijan?
yeah, with Alijan. I think because there's not much information on Hermes left hand, and I think this would be a great match. If he wins it, then there's more opportunity here, or to see where is Hermes.
Yeah, a part of that match is also very interesting to me. I think Prudnik and Alijan was, I think, one of the best matches that has ever been set ever. It's like 2 hook pullers in the same weight class. It was like perfect. And then he just ran through him. And I don't think anyone saw that coming, right? Everyone was like, this is going to be a war. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like, 4-1. No, like, I don't think if you asked 100 people, not one of them, except for me, would have said that Alijan would win 4-0 like that. So
no, 4-0 is okay, but 4-0 is okay.
But in that manner, absolutely.
That was unbelievable.
I will tell you guys something very quickly, and I apologize all the elite athletes that I have been invited to talk about arm wrestling with you guys is more fun than talking with them, you know. So
yes,
because I tell you
what,
I see more passion with you guys than those athletes. Not that they don't have passion. But with you guys, like I see that the hunger that you like to talk, and you all are very knowledgeable,
I feel like a lot of the athletes aren't fans, they're just competitors. You know what I'm saying? They kind of follow it, but they're not like we're dedicated to the story, you know?
Yes.
So,
I guess there was a time when they also were more into it, but you get used to it, I guess, over time.
A match also that keeps getting looked over is Camille and Tobias, obviously. That's nobody's even talking about that match very much, and that's a main eventer. I mean, that's a match to me that's just, I mean, pure inside shoulder press versus quick, fast outside. I mean, that's a great match. That's a great match, and that's another match that I consider 50-50.
We will talk about it. We will talk all of them. We will talk about all of them. Predictions we will do now. And Mike?
Yeah, I'm going to say outside of Devon, Levan, obviously that's the big one. But I really love this Kordecha versus Georgi match. I know Kordecha is a bit more dominant on his left. But to see a big guy like that, like his last match against Morozov, when he came out and did the flop press, I mean, that was, for a big guy like that, it's very impressive, and I can't wait to see how he fares against Georgi. Georgi's got that iron wrist that's, he says has never been broken, right? So that's going to be a war, and I'm trying to envision a big guy doing what Kordecha is able to do with the press, the flop press. I'm trying to think about, is this something that Levan is training for? Does he have something up his sleeve for Devon? If he has to use it, I don't know. He tried to sort of do that against the
No. We are not talking about we are not talking about match analysis now. We will just start from that.
Sorry.
Yeah. I just ask you which match you are interested, because then at the end we will not have anything to talk if it already starts.
No, I'd say Kordecha and Georgi for me. That's number 2.
Okay, for me, all of them are crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's all you got to say.
Okay,
that's exactly what the promoter would say. They're all the best match.
But trust me, they are.
I agree.
No. I'm not promoter. I'm arm wrestling fan. Arm wrestling fan and arm wrestling a little bit author as well. You understand? A little bit. I understand from what I'm doing. Yeah, and so let's start with. Do you guys know? Okay, now I will see how deep your fanatism is. When I say fanatism, like your passion is about arm wrestling. Let's see if you did the good homework. Nugo Shikadze versus Petro Marharin. Who wants to start?
Henry wants to start, I think.
Okay. Do you know what I will do? I will randomly pick so that you won't be copying from each other. Let's
Okay, so
start with
Oh.
start with Benny. But Benny, no. Benny is an arm wrestling guy. So but he's only 4 years. So Benny, you start.
And before I start making up stories, I have to say I have no idea who any of those two are. I'm sorry.
You serious, Benny?
I am serious. I have one excuse because last weekend we had our nationals, and I was part of organizing everything, and so I had busy weeks before, and I didn't really catch up. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's just an excuse. I'm sorry.
Does anyone have? I think I can say that this is the least known, one of the least known in the card, because Nugo is fairly new, and Petro Marharin hasn't been super active. So, is there anyone that have any idea about this?
Ingen, can you say the names again? I didn't realize there was another women's match on the card. I thought Fia was the only match on the card.
It's not woman. It's just Nugo Shikadze versus Petro Marharin. So it looks like we're gonna pass this one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Okay, so let's go. Brandon Assessor versus Stoyan Golemanov. Anyone?
I met Golemanov last year in Croatia, and there was nothing I think I arm wrestled him at the side table, but he's multiple European champion, I think, right? And I could feel that. So
did you train with him a little bit?
Oh yeah, just some side table stuff, just a little bit. And
how did you think about his top roll?
I was, to be honest, there's a point when people are so strong they just like drive you over, and with him it felt like this, like he just smashed me to the pad. There was nothing I could do. And so I think he will beat Brandon Assessor.
Yeah. Are you guys familiar with Brandon Assessor?
A little bit,
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, not much.
Any prediction? Any opinion about this match from anyone?
I feel like Brandon has to stop it somewhere and try to get set somewhere in the match, whether he can, be stretched out and sitting and try to hold and wait, or try to supinate in and hold and wait or something. He has to stop it somewhere, but I don't think it's going to be him being offensive. I think he's going to be playing defense the entire time. It's just, can he play enough defense to switch it over to offense? Because Brandon does have a good press. If he gets it to inside his shoulder, he will press. And if he gets to that position, then it's going to be trouble. But can he hold on, and can he, hold the surge that he's going to feel at the go? Because I don't think he'll be on offense at all. I think he'll be playing defense the entire match.
Any other one, or should I go next match?
Well, I was going to say Brandon Assessor is like destroying everyone in America right now. And I think it's very interesting when you get a guy who's very dominant in his region, you don't know how good he is, right? So it's like, I would personally say just off that, I have him as the favorite, with me not being too familiar with his opponent. But whenever you have a guy that's like trapped in a region and he's just killing it, I think when you take him out of that region, he's going to be very good. So I would say probably Brandon Assessor, but I don't have any strong opinion,
I understand, yeah. Okay. Do you guys know about Betkili Oniani versus Talgat Aktev? Do you guys know these guys? Okay. I think I go next one. Sandris Sedis versus Ibrahim Sago.
That's a big
one.
That's a big one. Whoever wants to go first.
Mike, you don't need to be invited if you have anything to say.
I've watched Sandris quite a bit. I don't have too much knowledge of his opponent in this one, so it's tough for me to give an educated opinion on this. But I mean, Sandris is obviously a juggernaut. He's very, very good. I just don't know enough about the opponent, unfortunately.
Did you watch like his opponent pull against Todd Hutchings?
Is Ibrahim the one with the fast press?
He's the AFC champion with the beard,
Yeah. That's nice.
He and Todd Hutchings had tough match And Todd won 3-2, but
3-2
two of
Hutchings,
the
right?
rounds that he lost
3-2
were
Hutchings.
on fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
This will be
I was going to
interesting.
say about that. I feel like I'm talking too much, but I've studied a lot of these matches. So anyway, but Ibrahim Sawa, I have AMC as like a very high level tournament. I think like if you're an AMC champion, you're going to be very good.
Basically the Russian championships. Like,
yeah,
I think except 3-4 pullers in last 7, the rest were Russians. Yeah, it's just like more like Russian championships. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I believe he won AMC at 105 kg, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think 4 times.
Yeah, so he's been killing it over there. Same thing with Brandon Alcesor. It's like if you got him in like a certain area and he's just killing it, I have Todd Hutchings like really high up, and he had a war with Todd Hutchings. Yeah, I would give it to Ibrahim, but I'm not like that's another like really close match. If Sandras, killed him, I wouldn't be shocked. That could really go any way. There's a lot of variables,
I think if you put a vote out on this match, I think that everybody would be voting Sandras and thinking that Sandras is going to get the win. But, after seeing what Ibram did with Todd Hutchins and what he's done at AMC, just like Henry said, it will not surprise me a bit if he runs right through him inside. Like, Sandras is going to have to be really strong outside and pull him out of his shoulder or match him. And I don't know if he can. We'll see. But, yeah, in my opinion, I think Ibram's a slight favorite in that match.
And any other opinion? Ismail, you look like you're waiting for the more main event matches.
Yeah. I don't know much about Ibrahim, so that's why I am not.
Okay, let's go. Schoolboy versus Leonidas.
That's a good
You
one.
start, Benny. You start.
Yeah, he's Leonidas is German, right? He's our poster child.
representing Germany.
This is very difficult to say this in the public, but I don't think Leonidas is gonna win. I don't think so. I think Schoolboy is too much to him. Sorry, I just said it. I can't take it back. But I'll be happy if he surprises us or he surprises me and actually beats Schoolboy. But I don't think he can do it. I think Schoolboy is too much.
Leonidas is very, very strong.
Yeah.
But Schoolboy is more experienced, even though he's very young. Yeah. And others?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Henry. Or that's Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Just really quick.
Mike, I honestly think. Don't say much. Just go ahead.
I mean, just honestly, like to your point, Ingen, Leonidas he's very, very strong. But when you watch his left versus right, there is a bit of a difference there. This is a right-handed match, correct?
Yeah, but he also beat Larry Wheels.
Yes.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put Larry Wheels at the level of Schoolboy. I think Schoolboy will take this match very comfortably. He's just got too much strength on the top roll. He's too good and too experienced. I don't think he's going to be overpowered to that extent. Like he was versus Khalid. Khalid beat him by sort of overpowering him. I don't think Leonidas will be able to.
You mean Khalid beat him by overpowering? No, Khalid beat him just waiting here until Schoolboy got exhausted, and then get up and beat him. Just
desperation.
Yeah, sorry.
I would call it foul. In the same second that
the later rounds, he sort of like he did.
Yeah, but he exhausted the guy. You don't spend a lot of power when you are like this, while the other guy is just killing himself. Yeah, trust me, Schoolboy was stronger than Khalid, Yeah, trust me. That's why he had to go under the table.
He's not a small guy. Schoolboy is 280 pounds, right? He's a pretty big.
He's very big. Yeah, he's very big. Very tall as well.
Yeah. Sorry. What do you think, Skylar? You were going to jump in?
Well, I think that clearly Schoolboy's the favorite and he's got the leverage advantage. But I'm going to tell you something. Leonidas has got a sticky spot and he's got a sticky brachial, and if he stops that match anywhere close to the pad, Schoolboy can get tired He can, and I think, you know, if it gets to the straps every round and Leonidas can wear that hand out, I do think there's a lane. I mean, I don't think Schoolboy's just gonna run right through him and crush him. Like if everybody else thinks that, that's not what I think at all. I think that it could very well turn into a war very quickly by round 2 or 3 if Schoolboy isn't careful. But Schoolboy is the favorite, yes.
Okay. I will tell you something. I think I have seen Leonidas in at least 4 or 5 East versus West events. And he did after pulls. Every time I saw him, it was better than last time. Yeah.
Yep.
He was like, he's just becoming better and better technically. And if that match, as you said, you know, it goes to the war,
Don't be surprised.
it will be hard for Schoolboy to win if it is really a war. Yeah. And so let's go to the next one. Fia Raisek, Ekaterina Nikisheva. Any opinion on this match? Okay, then.
Well, okay. I don't want to speak up. I have, yeah. So with this match, Ekaterina hasn't competed in a very long time, but when she did, she was very elite. Like I believe she won WAF in her weight class, left and right arm. So I think this is another match where there are many variables, so it's hard to predict. But I believe Fia Raisek is the favorite since she's been much more active than Ekaterina. But this is another great match where, you know, I think in general, when you get these like weight class matches, you're always going to have a war. If there are 2 elite people in their weight class, it's very rare you see like a one-sided match. So I think this one has potential to be a good match. But I could also see like Fia like just running through her if she's like not in shape and hasn't been training recently, you know? So that's a great match.
Yeah. Yeah, and in my opinion, Katarina's great, but I mean, we're talking about Fia Raisek. Like, I think that she's the clear favorite, and it will most likely show.
Okay, if there is no other opinion, we are going to the match of the GOAT. Mindaugas Tarasaitis versus Arthur Makarov. Okay, who wants to start? Ismail, you have any opinion about this match?
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
I see.
Go ahead.
I would say Mindaugas will win this match against Arthur. So it will, I think, 4-0 for me.
Were you impressed by Mindaugas when he pulled against Daniel Prokopchuk?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Guys, let's start.
What's the weight category for this one, or the weight cap?
This is 75 kilo world title match.
Yeah.
So, okay. So Makarov is also 75, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makarov was only 74 kilo when he pulled Adam Orzinski.
If no one has any thoughts on this, I guess I'll talk. I think Arthur Makarov is going to just like absolutely run through him. He has been like completely dominating WAF for like not WAF, AMC with like very little resistance at all.
No. It is Alan Zolev is that.
Oh, I'm getting him and Alan's. Okay, I take it all back. I'm an idiot.
Arthur usually puts breaks to Alan Zolev, but
okay, so he's not winning.
Yeah, Alan ends up winning. Yeah.
Okay, I take that back then. Yeah, then I don't know. I've got no clue.
Well, that's the way I see it going. I mean, I think Mindaugas is gonna, you know, attack the hand like he always does, but you know, Arthur's got a very weird hand to grip. I mean, you've arm wrestled him, Ingen. You know. I mean, does he feel weird to grip?
Yeah, I mean, you cannot have a grip.
You can't access his hand.
I mean, you can, but it is not comfortable, you know. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing that I think Mindy might have a little trouble with. But you know, I don't know. I mean, if Mindaugas gets his hand, I mean, I think Mindaugas wins. But I mean, Makarov's about containment, and if it gets in the straps and he can contain him, then it might be a different match. I think that's a closer match than a lot of people think. I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one.
For sure, it's gonna go strap.
Yeah,
for sure, it's gonna, and this two pulled a lot of times before. I just imagine while you're talking, the goal came and then it was like broadcasting, from my side. It's just like my category. I have pulled both guys, and it is incredible. Yeah, I mean, people need to understand that these guys. I will say this, like Mindaugas, compared to, I can say, 99% of the heavier guys, he is making less mistakes than the heavier guys.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not saying that he can beat them, but just what he is doing is very near to perfect. I'm not saying that he's doing everything perfectly, but what he is doing is very near. I would just say 95 from 100. I would say.
Oh, he's a technician. There's no doubt about that. He's a great technician, and that's why I would consider him the favorite in the match. But if Makarov gets the brakes on him, then it turns into a different match.
It is not the break. Makarov breaks on him. Makarov will be the one who is attacking.
Defending. Oh, he thinks okay.
He will be attacking, and Mindaugas needs to stop it. Makarov is a machine. Yeah, but it is Mindaugas that needs to stop, and then get control, exhaust him, and beat him.
Very similar to the Daniel match, basically.
I mean, the pulling style is different, but
of course.
Yeah,
but similar in a way.
Arthur's tight pressure is just like it doesn't belong to that category.
Would you say that?
Whenever I pull him, especially the second match, I had the hit because my angles. I'm not as strong as him, but my angles are more coordinated. So he was giving up from here, But trust me, if he hits you, you will feel like like a train hit you.
Would you say that
I believe
Makarov is more powerful than? Would you say that Makarov is more powerful than Daniel? Like in terms of?
I mean, in my opinion, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm talking about different power. Daniel is also making not so much mistake, while like Arthursen is so big, but I don't think that his hand control, the large big hand is also a little bit causing him to have that super hand control either. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have that super great grip. Sometimes he even closes his own index finger, because that hand is, no disrespect, but not regular hand, it's just different hand, So we will see incredible match. Like for me, right here, like almost as big as Devon versus Levan match in my book, because I look at from the pure arm wrestling perspective, like not the size, not the fame or something. I have different view of arm wrestling. Yeah. And anyone else that would like to say about this match, or I should go next one? Okay, I go next one. So this is another incredible one. Sasha versus Iraqi. Mike?
I'm gonna go with Sasha. I mean, when he gets you into that hook, I feel like you literally need a train to get past him. He's just so strong, and the Paul Lynn match was an incredible match, and it really showed his stamina and his ability to go through a very long war. I'm not sure if Iraqi is going to have the same level of endurance, and I got to go with Sasha on this.
I understand. They have pulled 3 years ago. In Istanbul best 78 kilo event. There was 8 guys, and they competed not the 78 kilo, but we also had super matches there. They pulled there, and 4-1 Sasha won, and first round Iraqi won though, and then more rounds Iraqi got exhausted.
Yeah.
Ismail, are you familiar with these guys? Sasha and Iraqi. And
Yeah, but I would say Iraqi would get the win. If they get inside, Sasha will take the win, but I think Iraqi won't happen. He will go to top roll and get the pin. But
so
it
you
won't
are
be
saying
easy.
Iraqi is favorite?
Yeah, for me at least.
Yeah, I
I think it's Sasha. I think Sasha can. I think it will be. I think it won't be like 4-0 either way. But I think they will. Iraqi might be able to get outside of his hand, like maybe first and second round, because he's so explosive and he has that back pressure. So I could imagine Sasha losing the first 2 rounds, but I think then he can. He should have it from there on. So maybe a 4-2, 4-1.
I understand. Yeah. Just one opinion from me. Trying to top roll Sasha is almost suicide.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go outside, but trying to take his risk completely is not super good idea. But to hang him on your pronator and curl his pronator and go over his pronator, like, you understand? You like, you don't take his risk, but you stop his risk. You hang him on your pronator and then you curl his, and then like almost like punching the pad with your fist like this. Yeah, like a high hook, I can say. Yeah. That is probably the best way to beat him. We will see. But a few days ago when I had them as my guest, Sasha said that he doesn't supinate anymore. He protects his pronator and he does only with the wrist. If he does such thing, then there may be a possibility that he may lose his wrist, because usually he's protecting his wrist not only with his wrist power, but also with supination, side pressure with here. He's putting so much pressure on opponent's pronator. If he keeps his own pronator like this, then he won't be putting pressure from here because he's not supinating, but he will be doing only with the wrist. So I don't know. We will see.
Is there a reason why is he doing now that?
Who?
Sasha.
Sasha is not doing that. Sasha is world champion every year.
No,
Right.
I mean,
he said, yeah, he said, is there a reason why he's doing that?
Yeah, the supinating. I mean, he's not more. So I mean that.
Okay, can you repeat again? I'm so sorry.
Now, why he changed his style from supinating now to this?
Because he thinks that he shouldn't be giving his pronator. He says, yeah, he thinks that he should protect here at all times. This is what he said, at least. Maybe he's doing mind games to Iraqi, who was in the same podcast. Who knows? Yeah. Any other opinion about this match?
Yeah.
You
go ahead, Henry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, basically, Sasha is used to going up against people who are much taller than him and try to top roll him. Yeah. And he's like a Venus flytrap. It's just like the moment he just like clamps down, there's like no chance. I personally think Iraqi's top roll is not even close to enough to get past Sasha's wrist. That guy has like a super freaky hand. I mean, it is really hard to top roll Sasha. You don't see a whole lot of videos where he like loses his wrist. So I personally think I think it'll probably be 4-1, maybe 4-0. But it's just gonna go straight inside. And
who's winning?
Sasha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna go straight in a hook. Iraqi's gonna do everything he can to try to like pull out of it. But there's just not enough back pressure to get out of that cup. I mean, his cup is just ridiculous. And he also has a press. John did everything he could to top roll him, literally just like, and it's just, he made no progress. There's no bending that guy's wrist back. So I think if Iraqi were to top roll him and win, I would be super, super impressed with Iraqi. But I don't think that'll happen.
But he doesn't have to do that. I mean, he can go this and that way, Do you guys remember his match with Rustam Babaya? He didn't really exactly take the risk, but he just hang him here and then he went to sideways. Like Iraqi,
his hook is good, yeah.
After he lost against Sasha, Iraqi, he beat Krasimir, who is a hook puller, very convincingly, and he beat Pauline. His wrist is incredibly explosive, the sideway. And lately he also beat Rustam Babayev. Rustam Babayev is, in my book, probably pound for pound, like best guy hooking ability. I'm not saying the strongest pound for pound because probably there's Zola Lajumrat in his prime, but about hooking someone like I top roll his wrist in 2001. After that, with right arm in his category, I don't remember somebody taking his wrist. So, but Iraqi was able to hang him and beat. But Rustam said that, do you guys remember Rustam injured his chest when he was pulling against Paulin? Yeah. And Rustam said that he was still afraid, but we cannot take anything away from Iraqi. But Iraqi is very effective. So you go, Skylar.
Yeah, I know everybody has Sasha as the favorite, but Iraqi has just looked very dominant lately. I mean, I think he's even changed a little bit. He just looks really good after what he did to Paul Lynn. I mean, I still think Sasha's probably still the favorite, but it would not surprise me at all if Iraqi won the match. Like, not at all. Not at all would it surprise me. Because I think he's leveled up that much. And it's been 3 years since they pulled. I know Sasha's probably leveled up as well, but Iraqi just looks really good lately. I mean, Sasha is going to have to a major time dealing with him. You know, if he's going to win the match, it's going to be a major difficult win. That's my opinion.
I think that if the match is close, the power level is close. I'm not saying my prediction, but I'm just saying if the power level is close, I think I see the match in more favor of Sasha because of endurance. And this is a title match, best of 7. The winner needs to win 4 times. But there is also a possibility, like if any of these will be dominating the others right from start to the end, it is Iraqi, if that happens. So Iraqi's chance is more in a domination. While if the match is close, I think Sasha would exhaust him. So
I agree 100%.
Yeah. And Mike, did you share your opinion? I'm just getting old. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm on the Sasha train as well, just largely because of his endurance and his strength in the hook. If he gets you there, you're not getting out of it. So I'll stick with Sasha.
Sasha, okay. Todd and Oleg's love child. Hello, Engin, greatest promoter with strongest pronator. Thank you. That's your kindness, my friends. And there is one guy I saw. He said, where was it? He said, thanks to VIP guys, but where was it? I just saw it.
Scroll down to the bottom.
Yeah. I don't know how to read, but Hook Wuji Fitness. Sorry if I pronounce wrong. Thank you, VIP sponsors. Yes, VIP sponsors is one of the reason that this event is brought to you. Anyway, so let's go to the next one. Michael Todd versus Frank Lamparelli.
I think that's a good comeback match for Michael.
Yes.
I think he can win this, and this will be good for him. And I'm looking forward to the match. I don't think either guy will just smash through the other. This will be a very long and entertaining match, I'm pretty sure. Very well contested on both sides.
Let me guess, Benny. You are saying that Frank is gonna have the hand control, but he will have a hard time to finish it. This is what you see?
I do, yeah. I do.
All right, I'm going to say something controversial, and I may, eat my words so hard, but I'm going to say my honest opinion. I think this is a 99-1 match. Michael Todd's going to kill him. It won't even be close. I think stylistically, this is a really difficult match for Frank to win, unless if his press is just like unbelievable. But I think what will probably happen is at the start, Mike will open arm top roll, and maybe best case scenario, Frank somehow keeps his wrist through that, but I don't think he'll be able to finish Mike off in this position. But I might not even get there. I think Mike might even flash pin. I think this is like a very one-sided match. But I could,
yeah.
I'm prepared to eat my words.
Michael winning this match is very understandable. Michael, right from the beginning, flash pinning Frank, that will be, I think, very difficult, you know.
Engen, remember I said this, and when it happens, I'm going to be looking at you. Okay.
I think you will be. I think you will be looking at me like, you know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I never said this thing. You know?
Henry, I got to come back with. Don't you remember that Frank's the guy that took Matt Mask's hand 3 times in a row?
It's true.
Have you seen that match, Henry, before?
Michael Todd is going to be on B side. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I totally agree, but I think he'll be in full control.
Have you seen their first match like some years ago?
I haven't. I actually do remember that. I think it was like 9-10 years ago, a long time ago. I believe it was a very close match if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 3-2 Michael won, but Michael stopped him in a like position.
Oh yeah, it was very like ugly break arm, like you're like watching it going like this, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
I regret saying this now because then, you know, everyone's going to be laughing at me when, you know, Frank Lamparelli just boom.
Listen. Nobody's going to laugh at you because you had the wrong
in their head they'll laugh at me.
I still think Michael's the favorite, Henry.
Kidding. Yeah.
I still think Michael's the favorite because I still think he's going to stop the match.
I'm big on I always check arm bet to see what like the people with the money think. In the first hour, Mike's part was sold out instantly, and Frank Lamparelli had like $10. So,
but just remember that speed of the betting and the speed of the match are not the same thing, you know. So what I just tried to say that if you ask those people, just because they bet quickly, it doesn't mean that they think that it's
doesn't mean he's gonna win quickly. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
We will see.
What's that?
Do I pronounce your name correct or no?
Who, me, Skylar? Yeah, that's Skylar, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, like I said, I think I mean, Frank's hand is obviously unbelievable because if you you don't see a whole lot of people take Matt's hand. So anybody that can take Matt's hand, he's for real. So I don't consider Michael Todd's hand to be up there with the elite's hand. So we know that Michael's hand is probably going to get taken. He's going to stop the match, in my opinion, and I do think Michael is the favorite, and I do think he'll come out and win the match. But I do think it's going to be a war. I think it's going to be very, very, very long, drawn-out matches, and I just think he's going to have to gas Frank. I mean, that's the only way he can win, but I do think he is going to win the match. But it's going to be very difficult for him. And to be honest with you, if Frank did win, it wouldn't surprise me at all. At all.
Mike?
I'm going to go with Michael Todd. I do think this is a great opportunity for him. It's a good comeback match. And it'll be a drawn-out war, probably a very ugly win. He'll go into his king's move and utilize it as long as he needs it. And I can't see him losing this match. I think he's just a bit too strong for an easy sort of quick top roll win on Frank's part. So I think Michael Todd will take it.
But after a war?
Yeah, I mean, like it'll be as ugly as you can imagine with the king's move, and it'll be drawn out, and he'll just bleed him out slowly, and eventually he'll get the win. I feel like it'll be a close match though.
And Ismail?
I also agree. I think Michael will take the win, but it won't be 4-0, my opinion. So maybe a close call for 3 or 4-2. Maybe he will finish it with the last round with a quick press. Let's see.
Yeah, but this is not title match, so whoever comes to 3 is winning this one.
3. Okay, best of 5. Okay.
Yeah. So let's go. David Samushia versus Nurdalet Aydarkhan. Any opinion about this one? Do you
Very
guys
good
want
match.
Yeah, super close, I think. I mean, closer than probably what most people are going to think it is. But I still think Samushia is the favorite until somebody proves otherwise. He's the guy. And honestly, Ingen, I thought you were the guy that were going to prove otherwise, and that's what I was hoping for. But until that day happens, I still think Samushia is the guy at that category. And
So
we've clearly seen it.
you are waiting for me to pull him.
I'm waiting for you to come out and give it to him.
Do
When is it going to happen?
you think that if it happens, it's gonna be a anticipated match?
There's no way that he can contain you. You're
No,
going to
but
take him.
people will care about that match.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh. Let's see.
You're going to beat him. Seriously.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I'm serious. I think that your style is very, very dangerous to him.
Yeah, but he has. He
I mean,
also
you know more than I do, but I mean that's my opinion. I think you're very dangerous to him.
My friend, whenever you know more, you doubt more. Because you know all the possibilities. Like when I was young, I'm gonna go destroy something. More you experience, more you are careful.
I
don't know.
I understand. That's what I want you to do. How about that? I'll just say that. That's what I want you to do.
Yeah, that is making more sense because it looks like you are telling me what you want to see.
I would love to see it.
Anyways, David Samushia, 7 title matches, 7 wins. I mean, it is just like unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. Like you pulling, I'm bringing him all the best guys. And I'm like, I'm going to bring you this time someone. But did you guys see the Vladimir Makarov, or I should say Alexander?
Yeah,
Alexander.
Yeah.
Oh, I was really looking forward to this match because I saw Alexander at Swiss Open in October live.
Yeah.
It was a very long event. The Champ of Champs class was finished at I think 4 in the morning.
3 a.m. 4 a.m. Yeah, I heard
4 a.m. in the morning. And I haven't I didn't know who Makarov was at the time, but just one of my friends, he said, you have to watch this guy. And so we just waited for the entire event to see him pull in Champ of Champs with his like 70 kilo or whatever he weighs, beating the 110 kilo guys and the 120 kilo guys.
85 kilos, yeah.
Or 85, sorry, yeah. And but it's still very impressive because he doesn't look like that at all. Like when you see him, you don't think, oh yeah, that's a very strong arm wrestler, right?
He gave. Listen, this guy, last time I saw him was 2018. And in 2018, he was first place in Moldova. Second was Bojidar. Third was Plamen Dimitrov. Fourth was Krasovskis. And fifth was Iraqi Zrakashvili. So Makarov was incredible when he stopped pulling.
Yeah.
And later, when at that time, he stopped because he didn't see a future with arm wrestling, is what he said. But now he's coming back because he sees future. And I think he gave very tough match to Samushia. Very tough match.
Absolutely,
yeah. And now Aydarhan. We saw Aydarhan is flashing. Voila, he losing 1 round, and then next 3 rounds he flashed him.
Mm-hmm.
And Voila gave big problems to Samushia in their world title match. 2 Georgians pulled. First round, Voila won. And now we will have Aydarhan, who is the current WAP champion in 80 kilo also. So, any opinion about this match from you guys?
I'd be even more impressed by Samushia if he defends his title once again. I'm also very impressed by the fact that he doesn't seem to get injured or anything. You keep throwing these great pullers at him and he just beats them and goes on with his training, and the 3 months later you give him another opponent and he just beats that one again. So I'm very impressed by that. I think he will also win this one.
And others prediction?
I love the idea of having like an undefeated champion at East vs. West. So I am on Team Samushia until the day he dies. I want him to get 15, 20, 30 matches in a row. I want him to just keep winning. That being
You'll be on his side until he loses.
until England takes it.
Listen,
Yeah.
even if he loses,
Until Engen shows him who the Pro Nation King is, you know.
no, top roll on him. If taking his risk is gonna give me the win, trust me, I'm the winner. But it's not enough. When you are taking the risk, you also need to control his pronator.
You're
And
telling
then
him your tricks, Engen. You're telling him your
open his
tricks.
arms. And you need to do this 4 times. You know, the guy
Yeah.
is big problem.
Yeah,
Big problem.
I mean, he's kind of like John, where like literally he can go into a hook, he can top roll you, he can press.
Side,
like
dead
it's
risk.
like there's no hole in his game where
You
like
saw Vladimir,
I got this,
and
right?
him, Vladimir Mairov and him, they were in hook. And
Uh-huh.
one point, Vladimir top roll him. We were like, oh yeah, he's top rolling. And then Samushia
And
beat
then
him
press. Yeah.
with the dead risk. Because
There's no
Mairov
like
was
hole
in
in
better
his game.
position when he was controlling Samushia's pronator. Once he stopped putting pressure there and then he went here, now Samushia had no pressure on his pronator, so he was able to put more pressure. So taking the risk is not always solution. That's why Hermes didn't try to top roll Jerry, but he just went through his pronator. Okay,
and that
let's
match
talk
was
about
incredible.
Yes. Georgi Svetko versus Alex Kurdecha. Ismail? Ismail, get involved, my friend. Get involved.
Yeah. I'm for Alex. He will take the win, I think.
Alex?
Yeah. I see Alex winning here. But it will be a close match, I would say. So they will be maybe, but I don't see Alex taking Georgi's wrist. But they will stay, I think, center and towards the pad. So they will stay more flat wrist, I would say.
So they
that's my
both
prediction.
will go outside, but their wrist will remain straight, and then he will go with the side pressure. Alex?
I would say so. Or press, maybe.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Maybe he will surprise with a press.
I see. Who are you supporting in this match, Ismail?
Supporting?
Yeah.
Alex.
Alex is supporting. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Mike? It's a big match.
I'm going to go with Georgi on this one. We know that Kurdecha has the press. He used it against Morozov very effectively on the left. So that was very impressive. But Georgi's wrist is ironclad. I mean, I don't think he'll lose it, and I think he'll just be able to go through. It'll be a tough match. I don't think it'll be a dominant victory, but I do think Georgi will ultimately take this probably like 3-2. 3-1 maybe. Is it best of 5? Best of 5, right? 3-1.
Best of 5,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I don't think either guy is really going to have a big advantage on the conditioning. Neither is big on cardio, but I do think they're similar in terms of their endurance. And Georgi, I just feel has a bit more of an advantage with his hand strength.
Mm-hmm. Is your son around you?
He's actually he's at home. I'm not home right now. He's he'll be at the
You're not
event
home.
though.
Okay.
He's excited.
Okay, if he was home, I would just say that maybe we would also ask him, what he thinks. But we will meet him in Istanbul. Yeah, it will be great.
For sure.
It will be great memory that you are bringing 15 years old son to Istanbul together. It will be probably unforgettable. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And
he wants to meet the legend known as Engin Terzi, the legend. He wants to meet Engin.
Oh, there are much bigger guys. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so you guys, Georgi or Kurdecha?
Yeah, I made a little video on my channel about this one, just a little quick video, and I think that I just think Georgi's got too much hand. He's probably improved as much as anyone in the last year from what I see. I think that he just keeps improving, keeps getting it better. He's lost weight. He looks like he's in better shape. If you look at him compared to where he was in the Jerry match and even matches before that, he looked a lot thicker, a lot bigger, but now he looks leaner. He looks like he's in better shape. His hand is rock iron solid. I think he's got too much hand. I think it's going to be 3-0. Alex is, I just don't think he's going to be able to access anywhere. I think Georgi's going to take center and and Alex is going to be playing defense the entire time. I got 3-0 Georgi.
I may have developed a little gambling addiction here when it comes to arm wrestling. So I have a friend of mine, and we always bet on almost all the matches. And I do, and oftentimes I don't choose the better option, but I just choose the one who I would love to see win more. I would love to have it would have a better story. And here I put money on Alex because I'd love to see him win. I would just love this because I think he has more moves. He has more tools in his toolbox than Georgi, I think. And it would be like I kind of see Alex more as the athlete, and I would like to see him win. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Just I would love to see him win.
Okay, Henry.
This match, like, if you told me right now Kardeccia doesn't have a press, I would say this is like 90-10. Georgi's gonna win, because Georgi and Devon just had a match where Devon was like peaked out, ready for Dennis, and Devon at the end is going like, "I could do nothing with your hand." He's doing this the whole time, like just like slowly.
No, it was
position,
long before Dennis match.
No, the right-handed Georgi match, that was after the Dennis match.
No. I thought you were talking about Alex and Devon.
No. So Devon and Georgi, like, he couldn't take
4 weeks after Dennis match. Yeah.
So he was like tip-top shape. And he wasn't even close. He said at the end of the match, he said in his words, he goes, "I could do nothing with your hand," right? So if Alex top rolls Georgi, like, we could have, the next Levan challenger, in my opinion. Because if he can top roll Georgi when Devon couldn't, that means that is a freakishly strong hand. But what I think will happen is I think very quickly he's going to lose his wrist. But I think there's a good chance he'll have press, right, against Morozov. We saw him; he could do hook, he could press, he could top roll.
That was left arm.
But it was left arm, which is the big caveat. So if he can do all of that on the right arm, this is going to be such a terrific match. If he can, this is going to be a one-sided win for Georgi. But I'm going to hope that he can, because I want to see a good match. But I would say Georgi's probably the favorite, maybe 60%. But yeah, I mean, if I could sit down and talk to Kardeccia and ask him like what things he has, I could get a much better idea. But he's just such a mystery right now,
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Mike. Hermes Gasparini versus Alijan Muradov. Left arm.
I mean, left-handed, Muratov is an absolute beast, and his performance against Prudnik was literally unbelievable. So very hard for me to see him losing. And we haven't seen, I think the last time we saw Hermes on the left was when he pulled against Chafee earlier, and then he pulled against Morozov later on in the event.
Correct.
Left-handed. So maybe he was drained a little bit, and he held his own. He looked pretty good on the left, but I just can't see Muratov losing. Yeah, I mean, Alijan is I think he's just too good on the left, and I love Hermes, and he's a powerhouse as well, but I just can't see Muratov losing this. I think it's going to be a war. It's not going to be easy like against Prudnik, but I'm going to go with Alijan on this one.
Okay. Do you time to time talk with your son? Is your son as a fan of arm wrestling like you, or is just joining you?
No, he's a fan. He's a fan. I'm trying to get him to, do some. It's hard to find tournaments and stuff in Canada and Toronto. There's not that much, and it would be nice to see the sport grow and have a bit more.
Who is his favorite arm wrestler? Devon?
Well, of course, Devon. I mean, we're fellow Canadians. We have to support our fellow Canadians, so it's Devon.
Yeah. But do you time to time talk with him about the matches that you guys come in to watch?
I mean,
do you have any prediction together?
Yeah, I mean, he's a bit nervous. I mean, I remember before the Hermes match, he was nervous. He was nervous before the Dennis match, and we all know how those ended up. So
that's good.
He's a Devon fan, and he's undeniably a Devon fan. You can call him Devon, like they say on these message boards, Devon fanboys. We're proud to be Devon fanboys. Call us what you will.
Okay.
I stand with you,
And-
Mike. I stand with you and your son.
Ismail, Hermes, or Alijan?
I see Alijan the favorite, but it will be very interesting to see on which level Hermes is with left now. So, but I think Alijan will take the win.
Who do you want it to win?
Alijan will take the win, but I would like to see Hermes to win.
Okay. And how about you guys?
I think Alijan's gonna kill it.
Hmm.
I think, and again, that might be because I put money on him, but I do think he is the stronger guy here. I love Alijan because he has this like when I just a small little anecdote here. When I 2 years ago I was already in Istanbul for East versus West as a VIP, and one of the craziest things about the sport is when you see the athletes live in front of you, because they have this freak factor. I'm just gonna call it a freak factor, and it's the most positive meaning of freak that you can imagine. But I also like this so much about the sport, that you have like Dave Chaffee's hands, and they are just as wide as two of my hands, and you shake hands, you can't grab his hand and stuff like that. And I think Alijan is also one of those guys that when he's done pulling, his left arm is twice the size than his right arm. And I just love that. And I think he's just too strong with the left arm. And I think Hermes is in for some trouble.
Yeah, did you guys watch the podcast? Hermes told him that he's scared, and he said, "You are just one of those like many billions of people. You know, why would I be scared? Who are you?" And he said, I will show you who I am at the table when I take your wrist." And Alijan told him, "Good boy." And Hermes told him, "You too." We will see. Yeah. How about you guys? What do you think about this match?
You want to go?
Go ahead, Henry.
All right. So I think I only see really two ways this could go. I think it might be a close match where Hermes wins, but I think there's like a 70% chance like Alijan, it'll look like the Prudnik match, maybe even worse. Like he's just gonna absolutely run through him. And there's a 30% chance that Hermes shows up with like a really prepared left arm, which in that case we could very well like get into war territory. But you know, it's weird because I don't really see Alijan getting top rolled on the left arm, but I also don't see him going against good top rollers on the left arm. So it's sort of like he hasn't been challenged with a top roller like Hermes before. But like Hermes is showing up to fight Alijan when Alijan is coming off the match of his life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just like dismantling, you know, a champion, you know? So it's very difficult to predict this one, but I would say about a 70% chance Alijan will run through him, and a 30% chance it's like a war where Hermes maybe is close, but I'm leaning towards Alijan just like easy.
And you, Sky?
Well, it basically comes down to Alijan's wrist and side pressure against Hermes' hand and back pressure. Will Hermes' hand hold up, you know, to his wrist? I mean, if Hermes can take his wrist and you know, then we got ourselves a match. But if Hermes is in that spot like he got into with Morozov, where he just gets turned palm up and he can't take his wrist, then we don't even have a match. Alijan will just run right through him. But there is that small percentage that Hermes could get the hand and we could see something. You know, Hermes is what, 25 kgs heavier? Am I right about that?
Around yes. Because he told me he will be around 130, you said.
Yeah,
and Alijan is 104 kilo, is what he said.
Which I know that doesn't make a huge difference because we've seen Alijan beat Cody Merritt, and Cody Merritt's, you know, bigger than Hermes. So, but Cody Merritt's definitely not an Hermes in my opinion. So I don't know. We could see a very close match. I got it 55-45 Alijan.
Okay, I think we missed a match. We didn't talk about Camille versus Tobias.
We didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
See, everybody keeps looking over that one.
Let's go. Who's going first?
All right, I'll go. So if Camille can get in his position like on the press, I actually don't think anyone in the world can actually stop Camille's press. Like maybe Morozov, maybe Vitali, but it takes a really strong arm to stop Camille's press. It's just, can he get there, right? Against Ivan Matyashenko, we saw, because he went up against the fast guy, he never even got his position, so he got, flash pin 3 times, right? It looked like he wasn't even there. He just kept false starting, So if Tobias is fast enough to get him off center, I could see Tobias just running through him. I could also see him being too slow and getting just run through by Camille. I actually think it hurts me to say this, but I think there's a very real chance of an arm break here. If Camille, because it's the combination of styles of a heavy side pressure guy next to a guy who's only going to go in for a press. So if like Camille really commits and he's just like, I am going to press, and if he just goes in there, I could see a break happening, or at least him, maybe popping an elbow or something. I hope, obviously I hope it doesn't happen. But I think if Camille ever gets on the B side, he just loses immediately, because he would be holding like this, and there's just no chance of him surviving that. But if he can get it into his position, he can win. But I would say Tobias maybe 70%. I think he'll probably be fast enough to be getting Camille off center. But if he makes some mistakes and Camille is fast, Camille could run through him.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, so the way that I see this match is, even though Matyashenko ran through Camille the way he did, that was also on the right hand, but Tobias is gonna be going a completely different way. So it's definitely gonna go to the straps, and I think the straps are definitely gonna favor Camille when it comes to the press that he has, and just like Henry said, it just all boils down to if Tobias is fast enough to get him outside of his shoulder. If he can get him outside of his shoulder, then obviously he's probably going to beat him. But man, you get Camille in that strap and he gets committed with his shoulder behind it with that left arm, he's very dangerous. I mean, we saw what he did to Devon. He just basically destroyed him. And I mean, I know it's Devon's left, but Devon's left is still no joke. It's still legitimate. And he destroyed him. So Tobias is going to have to be very quick, very strong, very explosive. If he's not, then he will lose. But the way I see the match is 50-50. I think it's a 50-50 match. I really do. Because Tobias is looking very well,
I have a hard time seeing where Tobias is. He's like a wild card to me. I can never really assess his power. I wouldn't be surprised if he can win. But I'm also how do you guys see this? I'm not a big fan of Camille pressing all the time. To me, I see this a little bit like with the Monster Michael Todd King's move kind of thing, when all he did was King's moving and he became very unpopular. And you would always vote. This is how I felt, but I'd always vote for the person at the person in Michael's table to beat him, because I wanted to see somebody beat Michael. I wanted to see them beat the King's move. I feel like the same could happen maybe with Camille, because if all he does is just press all the time, it's not very entertaining as a match because it's over very fast. It's just this one move. I don't really like it as a fan, Do you think this could also make him be unpopular in the sport, that people are just waiting for somebody to stop the press?
Yeah, but I mean, the press, many people can stop the press. Also, press is not always quick. You remember Jerry versus Gennady match was a long one.
That's
and Jerry versus John Bruising, I remember many wars. Also, Jerry versus Georgi Svetkov match was, I thought it took 3 years to end, I was like, really, I was
amazing.
like, yeah. So it is not always boring. It's a different challenge. And as every technique has some borders, like you do hook or something, your shoulder cannot touch to your or opponent's hand. When you do the open arm top roll, it needs to stay above the table level. You cannot go like this. And then when you do the shoulder pressure, as long as it doesn't cross the center. So, I mean, everything is okay. I mean, I don't like that style either, but I cannot take anything away from there. Yeah. Any addition, Ismail?
Nothing more to add. I think Tobias will win this match because he's very explosive. So I think he will take it.
And you, Mike?
Just real quick. So I thought that just in reading some of the commentary, it's hard to tell from looking at, depends on what angle you're looking at, but the Camille versus Devon match, I did feel like the starting position, the shoulders didn't seem to be squared. And I thought maybe that's what allowed him to get to that press so quickly. I'm not sure if the reffing was maybe different than what we're going to see at East versus West 12, but I mean, do you agree with that, Ingen? You saw that match too. Did you feel like they maybe...
I don't know about that, but I kind of think that there was no way they want to win that match. I think you need that. I don't think that Devon with left arm has the tools as of now. He goes with party arm, he doesn't really focus on that. I don't think that he could beat Camille, but to beat Camille, you need to, my understanding of beating that kind of shoulder pressure. See, now, where is I explained this many times, where is my tricep working to win inside, right? See?
Yeah.
How about when the match starts, if the guy turns you this way, where is your tricep working now? Winning position or losing? If you wanted to open your tricep, anything that you open your arm is a tricep move. So when your pronator is turned this way, your palm is up, you cannot use your tricep in winning position. You can do only, if it was a cable, the tricep now would be working this way. You hold the handle and you do tricep. But whenever it is like this, now you are working that way. So controlling that's how Ivan Matushenko did to Camille. He just turned him in so quick. So he was here. So, and then not only he was supinated like this, but his hand was put behind his shoulder so he couldn't put any joint pressure. So when Devon is pulling this way, I don't think Devon has super side pressure with left arm. So he's pulling that way. It is exactly what Camille wants to catch you on your brachyradialis. And it is not super strong because you are taking the risk, but you are not actually doing anything to the angle of the shoulder pressure. You don't do anything. To eliminate here, people try to get away. More you get away, more you are squeezed. But you need to enable here. What is the pressure coming? The pressure is coming from the body weight and shoulder. But once you took here, the shoulder is now not supporting your hand because your hand is away now. You are just, what can you press like this? So you need to, instead of taking this risk, you need to focus on making them palm up, facing up. Yeah. Anyways.
I was also going to say, I actually very much so agree with what Mike said about how at Arm Wars, I'm not one to complain about refereeing, but they were not squaring the shoulders before these matches. They were letting Camille start like this, and they were letting Devon do the same thing, but Devon doesn't capitalize on the same way Camille does. So I still think Camille had him that day, but it definitely made it a lot harder for Devon to win because, Camille didn't need to earn the press. He was just given it at the start. I still think he would have won, but it definitely made it 0% chance. I mean, if they pulled 500 rounds, Camille would have won every one. It wasn't even close. So yeah.
Right. Yep.
Mike, anything you want to add on this one?
No, that was it. But I thought your analysis on beating that press was very, very good. So thanks for that, Ingen.
Yeah. Okay. Let's come to the main subject. Who wants to go first? Nobody? Okay.
I'm happy to do you first since I'm a Devon fanboy.
Devon!
Unless Benny, maybe Benny's earned it. Benny's got the shirt. Why don't you go ahead, Benny?
Look, I have a whole collection of shirts about. If only I could. Give me a second. Somebody else starts. I can still hear you. Let me just a second.
All right, I'll start. It's okay. Well, we all know who Levan is. we're all well aware. But you know, after the wrist injury and Engen, I know you have more insight about this than anybody because I know you were just with him. So
I
what I'm
shared
saying,
everything I know. I shared everything I know.
yeah,
The
I saw.
only thing I wanted to not to show was that 80.5 kilo, the pronator, but I also shared that one.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, that's yeah. So we all know that he's still in incredible shape. But I just think this is in Devon's legacy. I just think that this is his time, and I think he's going to be the one. If there's anybody in the world that's going to get it done, I think he's the guy to do it right now. I really do, and I agree 100% with what Devon said. If you know, he's either going to win the match, he's either going to get the stop and win the match, or he's going to get injured again. That's 100% what I believe, and I'm sure he believes that as well. Because, you know, I mean, as strong as he is right now, if Levan's able to just power right through him again, then I couldn't see Devon not sustaining an injury. But I do see a 4-2 victory for Devon, and I think by round 3 he gets the stop. That's what I think. I think the first 2 rounds Levan's going to take it, but this is different. This is different than King of the Table, because King of the Table, they went straight to the straps. You know, Devon didn't have any time to touch his hand, to manipulate, to make him put any pressure anywhere. He didn't have any time to do any of that. And under East versus West rules, you do have some time, and that's why another reason I think Devon said that East versus West rules benefit into his favor. And I think he's right about that, because not going straight to the straps, I think, is definitely going to benefit him. We know
But
who's going to.
At that time, that was what Devon wanted. In fact,
Right.
now, except Levan didn't want that, because if you remember, right before that match, there was Dave Sheffy match, and Dave couldn't go strap even once. And so, is there any possibility Levan to not to let him go strap?
The way Devon talks is, you know, Levan is going to have to be something extra incredible to keep him from slipping, which I agree with that. But then again, we have seen Levan clamp down on people and not let them slip. So, look, if Levan pins Devon in the first round outside of the strap, then we're going to know right there that, okay, this is going to be a repeat of the first time. Because if Devon can't even get to the straps, then we don't even have a match. You know, we already know. Then I don't see that happening. I think that Devon is not going to have any problems getting to the strap, and like I said, the more and more times he's able to, you know, each ready go, whether he fouls or whatever happens, the more and more load that's going into those fingers and into that wrist. I mean, I just think eventually he's going to crack his wrist, and once he cracks his wrist one time, that's all it's going to take. I mean, everybody knows this. Everybody knows that this is all it takes, and if he does it, he's going to win the match. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay. Who is next?
I'll jump in. I actually have the same prediction as Skylar. So Skylar, beautiful analysis. I like the details there. 4-2 is what I'm going to call for Devon. And what I really find very, very interesting is that the last couple super matches, well, you know, you could maybe not the Georgi match, but going into the Hermes match, all we heard about was Devon can't hold center. He's going to get just flash pinned by Hermes. Hermes is way stronger. None of that happened. Same thing against Dennis. Everyone loves to dismiss Devon's power and how much Devon has actually evolved over the past, call it 2 years. And that's what I think people maybe just sort of dismiss, and it doesn't make sense to me. So everyone knows how powerful Levan is. He is the pinnacle of power in this sport. I don't think he's going to pin Devon 4 times, and I certainly don't think he's going to be able to do it the same way that happened last time, because we all know about the injury. Devon does not make excuses. He tore a bicep in round 2, didn't even flinch, said nothing, continued on. He's a warrior, and I do think he's going to get that stop. Maybe it takes a couple rounds, but it's inevitably going to happen because Devon is significantly ahead of where he was a couple years ago. I can't say the same for Levan, even though he will come in probably in a similar level that he was a couple years ago. And I just don't think it's going to be enough to take Devon down 4 times flash pin. I can't see it happening. I think Devon's worked too hard for this, and he's got every tool in the toolkit to make adjustments. So it'll be very different than the Hermes stop. Once Devon stops him, it will look very, very different. He's gonna have his way. So I'm gonna go with Devon 4-2 on this one.
Okay, who's next?
Yeah, I don't have to add that much. It's all I have to show here. This little thing right
Yep.
here. Okay. And
So it's not Levan is the limit. It's no limits.
No, yeah, exactly. And Engin, you should get the oxygen tanks ready for Levan. I think he's gonna need a couple of those that Saturday. So yeah, I can only agree with what Skylar and Mike said on this.
That's very, very surprising. You know, if you didn't like see anything since last time they pulled in last 2 years, if you didn't witness anything else, but just saw their first match, and then suddenly tell someone that, you know, that person that just listened to this podcast, and they would just say that you guys are out of your mind, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
That's
are.
exactly
But since that time to today, like Devon really progressed a lot. I really don't know what is, because I remember when I said Devon versus Hermes match, I repeated this, but people said Hermes is gonna kill him. Whenever I said, listen, this guy has leverage, you know, this and that, you know, I explained, and there is a possibility, don't be so sure. They said, you're trying to sell pay-per-view, this and that. And then it didn't go as they expected, because they were thinking about bicep size, this, where the key point was totally different. So now I don't say like you guys, but I don't see huge gap between those two. And they tell me the same thing. They say, you are trying to sell pay-per-view, you're trying to make it look exciting, but I mean, that Devon today is different. I don't know how close they are now, but for sure closer than last time. And when you say closer,
Absolutely.
like when you talk about Devon, I mean, just you're talking about one good stop. And then things are just suddenly changing, you know, the guy. I mean, Georgi Svetkov had 6 better starts. 6 better starts, but wasn't enough. Once you can't pin, then the guy is just like, it doesn't get out, you know, except Gennady match. In Gennady match, he had to go inside. I don't think his inside endurance was as good as his outside endurance, because, I mean, last some years, you saw Devon probably 2% inside, 98% outside. But whenever he went outside, Gennady is that the hit was kind of no good for him. So he had to pull inside. So his endurance wasn't that good. Okay, who is next now? Ismail?
I guess I'll well, do you want Ismail to go and then I can go?
Yeah, Ismail. Let's Ismail go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I cannot agree more with Skylar and Mike. I think Devon will win this match. It will be close because Devon had evolved much. Not only he is stronger, he's also healthier than previous last 2 years. The stem cells are working. So this time it will be close and not so maybe 4-2 or 4-3. So it can be that Levan takes 3 matches, but it will be a stopping at 2 or round 3.
Okay, Pedro is saying that Engin, come on, they are all fanatic Devon fans.
He hasn't heard my prediction yet.
This is a joke, he said. My friend, these are the VIP sponsors of the event, and I wanted to do podcast with them. Actually, I don't know who is Devon fan. I don't know exactly who is Levan fan. But when you judge by the fan base, I mean, I am not surprised that Devon has more fans who care to come to Istanbul and watch this as a VIP. Just my opinion. So, but just remember, like there are some others, even some elite pullers, who think that Devon is favorite. Just 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I don't remember, both Tobias and Camille, they said that they think that Devon is favorite. So I don't think that it's because they are fanatic Devon fans, but so people may have different opinions. But let's see. Go, Henry.
Okay. So I guess I'll make everyone in the chat happy. I could talk for like 30 minutes, but I'll try to just sum it up in like a minute. So against Georgi, Devon didn't do anything to Georgi's wrist. The whole time Georgi like this, right? And Georgi's arm, I don't believe is very strong. I think Georgi has a pretty weak arm, but he just has such a strong wrist that he's able to win anyways.
He's not really pretty weak arm.
Well,
because
relative to
Levan.
Relative to Levan.
Your arm may open, but he was able to also pull the match. Compared
exactly.
to Levan, maybe
so,
not as much. Yeah.
Point is, I believe Levan's wrist is stronger than Georgi's, which makes it so that way there is no world where Devon will be able to take Levan's wrist. So assuming that that is true, I believe Levan has a stronger side pressure. And I also think he will have better endurance because in his match against Hermes, the ventilation at the venue, he had health problems and he was not able to cut weight he was trying to cut. Those three things made his endurance much worse than it was supposed to be. If those three things didn't happen against Hermes, I believe that would have been a 6-0. He'd also said that he could have continued fighting those next rounds, although I believe he would have lost. He just didn't want to leave the match in a stretcher, he said. So he was like, he didn't want it to look bad on TV. I've watched every interview. So basically, I believe that because Levan won't lose his wrist, I believe it's going to be 6-0, just like last time. He's got too much side pressure in comparison to Georgi, and Georgi got him like this far from the pad.
So you are saying that Levan is going to win 6-0?
Levan 6-0, pretty much like last time. There may be a little more stopping here because, I mean, last time Levan or Devon tore his biceps, so it wasn't really the match it was supposed to be. But yeah, Devon on his member only live said he's only 10% stronger than he was last time, and I firmly believe that that's probably true. And yeah, he just can't take he can't take Levan's wrist. Levan can't take his either, so it's going to be flat wrist like this. And then Levan's side pressure is just way, way, way too much. So he won't lose his wrist. He'll just drive straight to the side 6 times in a row. And if it ever does get stopped, I think he'll go in for a press. He's training a press. No chance.
Hey, Henry, do you want to bet on it?
I
can't see the press.
I won't say how much money. Yeah, I have a lot of money already bet on this outcome.
I see.
So I'll eat my words if I'm wrong, but I don't want to put more chips on the table.
Henry, you will be. Looks like you will be minority in this VIP group.
Yeah, the chat seems to be very pissed that we're a Devon fan meetup or whatever. But we're all here to watch the match, and if we knew what would happen, we wouldn't be watching. So we all don't know. We're just fans, right? So
yeah, I think those 2 days from Thursday to Saturday, you guys will be discussing about this all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
maybe me and you can come to an agreement, Benny. I may put a little more cash on it. Maybe I meet Levan and I'm like, holy shit, We'll see.
I want in on that too, Henry. I want in on that too.
Okay, yeah. I don't know how many more chips I want to put on the table because I have a lot with I have some private bets. I have some money on arm bet. Yeah, I'm fairly confident in my prediction, and I've obsessed about this for the last 4 months. So
most gamblers quit before they can get the jackpot, right?
Okay. I'm against gambling, but you guys are free to do whatever you want, of course. But just do it privately, please.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, thank you very, very much. I really enjoyed spending we are in 15 minutes. It was gonna be 2 hours, and it was because we spent time with something that we really are obsessed. And thank you very much to all of you, and see you in what, 3 weeks? No, less than
2 weeks, 2 and a half, 2 and a little bit. Yeah.
About
Yeah,
15 days.
2 weeks
I'll
and
be
5
there.
days, 19 days. Yeah, I see you
I'll
guys.
be there on the 11th of April, so I'll be there very early.
Okay. Yeah, where are you gonna stay?
I think we're gonna stay at the same hotel the whole time.
Okay.
I didn't want you booking the hotel because my dad was having like health issues, but everything's fine. So yeah. I also just want to say, Engen, you know, it is very amazing seeing your childlike love for arm wrestling. Every time the camera is on you during these matches, you're like a kid watching your favorite superheroes. So I just wanted to say, you know, thank you from all of us for not just being a promoter, but like you are a fan. You're a fan and then a promoter. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
you are
I'm
like
promoter. I'm promoter because someone had to do this.
yeah.
You
But you're so much of a fan. You're like, I have to be a promoter because I got to see these matches. You know?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
also
like
feel so responsible. Trust me. I want to set like 30 matches. I want to set many matches. Many people said they need match for me, and trust me, to say no to them. Most of them are much younger than me. Some of them are young enough to be my son. And to be like I'm not able to set some of the matches. Like it is just like so hard to say sorry, I can't. And like trust me, I feel guilty. Like I wish arm wrestling was much bigger and I could do much more events. You understand? But right now, this is I feel it from the pay-per-view numbers. I feel it like this is the right now the capacity. If we do more, maybe there will not be enough interest. And if I am not successful financially, I cannot continue. So I can only go as much as I can. You understand? But hopefully it will go like last 2 years. If you realize, last year there was 5 East versus West, and this year again with the North American event there are 5 East versus West. So maybe there will be more. I want to make it international. If I find opportunity, some just say like some people can say, Engin, let's do it here. We have the here we have sponsors. Let's do in this country. Let's do in that country. Well, we can do it because I want to do it all over the world.
Yeah. And also like we know that you don't care about the money, because if you cared about the money, this would be Devon and Levan and nobody else, and you would sell 80% of them. But you want to grow the sport, which is why there's all these matches, because you're setting matches of people don't know who these guys are, but they're legendary athletes. So you think they deserve to be here because you believe in them. It's not because they're gonna, no one's buying the pay-per-view because of some of these matches. They're buying it for like the top 5. So you could lose no sales and have 5 matches like King of the Table, but you're like, someone needs to be cultivating the next generation. So you take that upon yourself financially to help, arm wrestling as a sport. So that's amazing.
I mean, but just think about it, it is also an investment, because now whenever I said these guys, like you see who is this guy, but whenever he uses the chance very well on this stage, next time you are like, oh, this guy is also there. You understand? So more and more people are becoming famous as they deserve. But it is totally up to them to also promote themselves. I'm not gonna give name, but some guys, they don't really promote. They don't promote the event. They don't promote themselves. I can do to a certain point. They need to use this opportunity and touch to the fans directly. Yeah, they need to share their trainings. They need to share some of their tasks. They don't have to be fake. People want to know them as they are, because we all have unique personality. Even in this podcast, we are 6. We all have different personality. We all have our own, ways. So like not everyone likes that. Not everyone likes Devon. Devon has the most fan, but Devon has almost as much as hater as the fans. So what I'm just saying, some likes that way, some likes the other guy, some likes quiet guys, some likes, trash talking, we just need to be ourselves, and then but people need to know who you are, first of all. Anyways, guys, so it has been
Engin, sorry.
Go ahead.
Before we go, so sorry, one thing. So if I take Levan and Devon and I combine them, maybe I get close to one arm wrestler called the Enigma of Rage. So if you could just show us the arm just one time, just show us the arm. We got to see it.
Do you want me to show
The
my arm
enigma
now?
of rage.
The
Yeah.
forearm wiggle.
That's
We
right.
get
Oh
the
yeah,
forearm
but
wiggle.
I haven't been
No,
really
nobody's
training,
even
so
close to that.
it's just small right now, but I don't know how. But
If
yeah,
that's small,
That's
I would
not
love to
small.
be small.
yeah, yeah.
There it is.
Nice.
That's what I wanted to see.
That's
You all
Again,
take care of yourself and see you in Istanbul.
Yes.
Thank you for your
Yeah.
support. And
Thank
as
you for
Coach
having
Ray
us.
says,
All
keep
right.
loving
Goodbye,
arm
everyone.
wrestling.
Thank you.
Yep.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.